The fun has arrived. Hey, Aaron, how's it going? I'm playing a build very similar to one you made a video on recently. Actually, this doesn't have a racing strike though, so it's a little different.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch. Mike, one of the senior developers at 11th Hour Games, held his normal Friday Q&A live stream on Twitch, which means I get to bring you Dev Chat 75. As always, Mike answered lots of great questions and gave us multiple leaks for the stream and talks Diablo. And that's actually where we're gonna start this video right now.
Do you guys plan on full release in December? No. Be smart to do so. D4 coming, that way more people play LE. No, I think that
he knew this question was coming.
A full like 1.0 release. December is way too early for a 1.0 release. I don't think that should not come as a surprise to anyone who, if you're been watching closely.
Masteries aren't ready.
We're not even at 0.9 yet. Like there's ways before full release. Having a man, I had a good forum post yesterday that just like says exactly what I want to say perfectly here. I'm just gonna find that post and read it.
The thought right now is we get multiplayer at the end of 2022.
How do I find my own stuff?
And then hopefully sometime next year, hopefully mid-year, we get the full release that includes all 3 mastery classes that are missing.
Was it a forum post?
That's my hope.
No, it was on Discord, wasn't it?
But the new rumor...
Oh, Mike, you're taking way too long for this now.
D4 coming in April. We're supposed to find out at the Game Awards. He's pulling it up right now.
Gosh, Mike, what are you doing? All right, here we go. Regardless of when other products release, if we launch before it's ready, we'll forever carry a dark rain cloud of a rough launch. It's possible to shake them off for a well-established franchise, but for a first-time game, it's especially perilous. We're extremely mindful of everything external that can affect us in this, and we take it all into account. We get advice from other developers, publishers, producers, community members, and everyone else with an opinion on the matter. The bottom line is that we're doing what we can to get the game out the door as soon as possible. We aren't interested in sacrificing our mental or physical health to hit a deadline. We know just how tough it is to wait for a game to come out, especially when it's already later than you initially expected. I've got a few games that spring to mind myself that I want to drop so bad. My wife just booked her vacation for next year, so to coincide with a certain green tunic wearing hero. Easiest Mother's Day present ever. As for an Epoch roadmap, this was a question, what was the original question, but a roadmap. As for an Epoch roadmap, I don't think we have any plans to publish another official one anytime soon. Really all hinges on multiplayer and the status of certain major bugs. So much of the other stuff is just whatever we manage to get in by the time we have multiplayer polished. So it's tough to put those specific on a public list because there's a lot of stuff that will flex between 0.91 and 1.1. Just as a side note, finishing the masteries is not what I would consider a flex feature. They will be in at 1.0 specifically.
He's smart to talk masteries because that's basically the main thing everyone's waiting for.
General statement. I think the important part of all of that is that oh boy. Yeah, I think this is the exact situation I was talking about before, about having to tank that instead of being able, because you can't run out of it because I have no movement ability. Oh, I just put it on cooldown. We're going into the corner.
He's getting to it.
That was close. That was close. Like the whole you got to beat D4 to market mentality. There is, I understand where that's coming from, and there's definitely a history of examples you can point to where like 2 things were competing directly, and one got to market first, and that one was the wildly successful one, and the other one had much reduced success because of that. And I can see where people are coming from with the suggestions like that, but if we release the game and we're basically just ignoring Diablo 4's release date at this point and trying to get the game out as quickly as we can. And it's but we do have certain minimum quality standards that we're going to release the game with. So it's once we're happy with the quality of the game. Oh no, did I do it too early? Okay, we're good. Once we're happy with the quality of the game, we'll release it, and that's it. Like, we'll get it done as soon as we can, and then we'll release it. And yeah, there's probably some things that will be a lot easier and maybe better if we got it up before Diablo 4, but it's more important that we do our own thing. Oh, come on. This is Trixie. Oh, come on.
I feel like being someone that has been covering the game now for almost 3 years, that has personally made over 300 Last Epoch videos on YouTube, I can comment on this. Now, like in the past, has said I think D4 is coming more towards the end of, 2023. And I kind of had the same sentiment. Like, yeah, maybe we'll get a beta mid-year, but the game will likely actually fully launch at the end of 2023. And right now it's all rumor. We'll actually see when the game drops because the announcement is supposed to come during the Game Awards on December 8th. That being said, at Last Epoch has one shot at a first impression. When you think about like Wolcen Lords of Mayhem has 127,000 concurrent players, and within 2 months they are down to single digits in the thousands, right? Because they launched before the game was ready and they were a smaller indie studio. And they never recovered from that. And I know legitimately hundreds of comments that I have gotten where it's like, I am waiting for multiplayer. I'm waiting to play with my friends. Multiplayer has been the hindrance of Last Epoch since the game has dropped. When can I play with my friends? When is this coming? Because it's always been promised. And if they launch it too early, when it's not finished, it's like, kind of all for naught, because that first impression is going to be garbage, and that's going to push more people towards PoE and D4. So of course I want it to come sooner or later. I'm really hoping that multiplayer makes it in 2022, because that's something that Judd said during the stream, that is the hope. That is something that's been said throughout the year. Even though there hasn't been an official timeline, we always kind of felt, hey, we're skipping 086 and we're going to get 09 in 2022 for it. Fingers crossed. Sticking with D4, I want to give Mike the final word.
Yeah, like, D4 is going to be a huge game. It's going to be around for a long time. Most of the time that D4 and Last Epoch are released and in people's hands and available to play and are being discovered by people and people entering the genre and all that sort of stuff, they're both going to exist for the vast majority of that time. And which one releases first, I don't think will have a huge impact. Yeah, like it's one of those things where we want to get out as soon as we can, and we're doing everything we can to. But beating Diablo 4 to market is not worth. Here's a good way to put it: beating Diablo 4 to market is not worth a bad launch. Beating Diablo 4 to market is not worth destroying everyone who works on the game, and just like, like a huge amount of crunch work is not worth beating Diablo 4 to market for us. So yeah, it's as soon as we can, but like we're not gonna kill ourselves over it.
Moving on to our first leak. And before I show you this leak, I don't know if I've ever seen Mike so happy. So I'm gonna play his victory, which leads into this leak. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay. First try.
Oh, all right. Look at him.
Oh my goodness. Ooh.
Can't get himself together.
All right, we'll take those. I swear to God, this is the standard stock client. I can prove it is the stock client. Like there's, it shows this is what's running right now. Here's a screenshot of it on Steam. It would show the beta branch running if there was something other running.
We believe you, sir.
Oh, that's hilarious. You know, it's celebration time. Celebration time. Look at this good boy. Oh, look at that good boy.
Oh, you're a good boy. Feel like he needs to go to the vet. What's happening there? Ice wolf.
Steve, I'm trying. I don't know how.
Got like the frozen claws or nails or paws. This would be really cool, and it's actually one of my favorite features for Undecember.
All right. Any plans to have like collector's part in the stash where you can stash each unique set item once? I'm a collector. Yeah. So this is a cool feature that actually gets requested a fair bit. I'd really like to have something like that. I think it would work better as an achievement tracker in the. There's pros and cons doing both of these different ways, but there's sort of two ways to do this. One, you have a single stash page that like scrolls and has like a unique space for every single unique item to go in it, and you're filling it up like a coin collector book or something like that, or like a stamp collector book where you're like filling in these slots with all of each thing that can go in there, which is very cool. It's a little unwieldy. It's a little like there's a lot going on here. There's this giant page that I gotta scroll through just to find it and everything. It kind of sucks. The other option that I've seen suggested, which I think I actually prefer, but I don't know, and I could be probably pretty easily convinced one or the other, is having it be more of an achievement tracker. And one of the big upsides to this as well is you don't have to actually take a copy of the item that you found and stick it in that slot. It would just work on like every time you find a unique, it would just update an achievement tracker. Wouldn't matter if you have to pick it up, but it would be like, have you ever picked up this unique? Check. Have you ever picked up this unique? Check. And I think that's the way I'd probably. It's a nice base to craft on. I think that's the way I'd probably would prefer to see it myself, but super open to feedback on it. And it's definitely like Grail quests. I've gone on a couple D2 Grail quests. I've only ever completed it once.
It is rare that I give a game like that lots of credit. Undecember does this very well. You can put all your different little skill jewels or whatever into the book, your journal, and then you could also put all uniques. And then whenever you want it, you could pull it out or back in. It's a nice, easy way to store it. And then obviously, since you could take the item in and out, you can continuously switch in better versions of the item you have. It's a pretty neat system. All right, everyone, we have come to our final leak of the stream. I know it's a little bit of a shorter video. Mike, as always, thank you so much for continuing these Friday live streams. The community truly appreciates it. Always gives us an avenue to connect with the 11th Hour Games team. I love it. Don't ever change. 2 asks at the end of this video. Ask number 1, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. Of course, only if I deserve it. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 50 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. Weekly blog post, weekly podcast, access to the VIP lounge so you can chit chat with me every single day. You get a special title, you get chance for custom merch. Lots of goodies there, okay? Patreon link is the first link in the description. Also, if you love Last Epoch, there's over 18 viable build guides I have made and updated since 085F. All right, I am done. Listen to Mike get hurt. Sorry, buddy. And show this leak. Bye.
And maybe that's what we have to do, but I really hope not. Ow, I just kicked my chair behind me. That really hurt a lot. I'm saying this so I don't start yelling into the microphone. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Let's put something up on screen. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's comically large. Yes, Mike. Good job. Sorry about that. Oh, my foot hurts. Oh. There we go. Oh, okay, this is showcasing stagger and stun animations and hit effects and death animations. It's just a whole bunch of general combat improvement feels with a weird amount of hammers. But yeah, there's a lot of like staggers that are happening. I'm gonna break this down later. You'll see there's a whole bunch of like they're getting hit and they're not their animation is getting interrupted to stagger the character, and it doesn't have a gameplay implication, but it does make it visually appear more appropriate.